Hi guys, it's Matt here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to actually learn Japanese using Anki. So this is going to be quite a basic tutorial for complete beginners who are just starting out to learn a language. So I do apologise to anybody who's watching this who's been subscribed for a while because it might not be very useful for you guys. So in this video I'm just going to quickly go through a run through of what I would do. And then I'll link you to some resources that will make the process a bit easier as well. The first thing I'm going to say is I'm going to teach you what I think and what a lot of other people think is probably the most efficient way of using Anki to learn a language. Anki is very efficient. However, it's only efficient if you use it properly. I'm not going to go through all the explanations as to why, but basically vocab cards, like single vocabulary cards, are not very efficient. They're actually a very big waste of time. What you should be doing is you should be learning sentence cards. The main reasons for this is because you not only get to understand a word, but you get to understand its usage within a sentence. You then learn how to use it yourself. You also memorize essentially a sentence that you can eventually use, that you'll be able to output, and you also learn other parts of the language that are in the sentence, or you help to deepen your understanding of those parts of the language. Okay, you also get a lot of exposure to grammar as well. So it's all good stuff in my opinion. You get a lot more out of learning sentence flashcards than you do learning standard vocabulary flashcards. When it comes to actually learning sentences, what you want to be doing is you want to be doing a process called sentence mining, which is where you go out into natural Japanese, you find proper reading material, you find books, you find websites, you find subtitles, you take them and then you find sentences in there that you want to learn, or that have, say, words in there that you don't know, but not too many. You don't want to make it too difficult. I would only go for, like, say, one unknown word in a sentence. And then you want to add those sentences into your Anki flashcard deck. So this process is pretty easy. I will quickly show you how I would do it. Okay, so I'm just going to use NHK News as an example here. You can use any website you want, it doesn't matter, as long as it's in Japanese and it's for Japanese people. So you can just take a look at the site, see if you can see anything that isn't that difficult to read, and then you can just pick a sentence and then add it into your Anki deck. So if you're a beginner, then you will probably recognize Tenki. Tenki is weather. And so you might recognize, you might recognize Tenki, so you might click on here and you might have a look at the weather. However, you might not know Zenkoku, right? Zenkoku is like the entire country. So Zenkoku no Tenki is, Japan's weather, right? It's basically what they're saying here. So we found this sentence and we're going to want to add it into Anki. However, before we do this, we're going to actually need a few things. So we're going to need the Japanese support plugin, which I will link in the description below. So what you're going to need is this, which is the Japanese support plugin. To download the plugins in Anki, you need to scroll to the bottom of the plugin page, copy and paste this number, and then you go to Tools, Add-ons, Browse and Install, and then you put the code in here, and then you press OK. You'll then need to restart Anki, and then the plugin will be installed. What this will do is add some note types: Japanese recognition and recall, Japanese optional recall. Okay, all you need is Japanese recognition, and then what you can do from here is you can just create a sentence deck, which I've just done. To do that, you just click create deck, type the name in, click OK. Then you can click on the deck and then click add, and then from here you're going to need to change the type up here, the note type, to Japanese recognition, which is what we've basically just installed. You won't have the card straight away. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go to Tools, Manage Note Types, and then from Note Types you're going to have to click Add, and then Add Japanese Recognition, click OK, and then you have the note type here, okay? So from here we can then go to our sentence deck, we can click Add. It should automatically go to Japanese Recognition because it was the last thing you changed, but if it doesn't, then you can click this box, open it up, and then click Japanese Recognition here, click Choose. So then what we do from here is you just simply put in the sentences that you want to learn. So the one we had before, we paste that in here. We have 3 boxes. One's the where you put the sentence, which is the top one. The second one is where you put any translations or any dictionary explanations. And the last one is how it's read. Now this is what the Japanese plugin does. It actually generates readings in hiragana for you for kanji. Okay, so it tells you how to read each character. Now we'll give a warning that not all of these are correct, and you will notice some mistakes as you progress through, but it's very minimal, and they're very common mistakes, and you'll notice them. You'll definitely notice them as you progress, so don't worry about that. Just keep learning and you'll notice these mistakes quickly, so don't worry about that. So what you can do from here is you can then add translations or explanations in Japanese. So for the first 500 to 1,000 sentences, you're going to want to be adding English probably to the back of your cards, because you won't have much knowledge of the language and you need to start from somewhere. So this will it's not recommended that you use English a lot, so once you get to 1,000 then I would definitely stop. But what you would do is you would search the word into Jisho. You would find the word, you check that its reading is the same in Anki because sometimes it gets it wrong, and then just copy and paste the explanation here for Zenkoku, and then you can put Zenkoku, and you can put it like that. When you get to a higher level, what you will do is you will use a Japanese dictionary. Now I have a piece of software that I use for this which searches multiple dictionaries at the same time. I will leave a link to a video about this by Map vs Japan in the video description below, and a link to the dictionary file. So what you do is you just search the word into Quillibri. I don't really know how to say this, say the name of this piece of software, but you put that in, and then you can see there's a variety of different dictionaries, and there's actually an English dictionary as well, so you can use that if you need to. What I tend to do when I add Japanese definitions is I like to have how each definition is read. Okay, because if you're starting out, it's very difficult to read a Japanese dictionary without furigana. It's very difficult, to try and read all these kanji when you don't know how they're read. So to make it slightly easier for yourself, what I tend to do is I will add the card like this to my sentence deck. So I click add, and then what I can do is I can click study now. I can press E for edit, which will bring up the edit screen, and I can actually click add again. And then the add screen will bring up another, the screen for me to add sentences. This screen is for me to edit sentences. Now they look very similar, however they are slightly different. So what we can do here is we can add cards whilst also editing cards, but we're not actually going to add any. We're going to take the word in Japanese from the dictionary like this. We're going to take the first meaning because that's what it means in this case. We're going to copy all of it into expression. And then if we click on reading, it'll generate the furigana for you. You can then just copy and paste this into your meaning section, and then you will have the furigana. Now, what it won't do is it won't show you the. If I actually show you what the card will look like now, what will happen is the card will look like this. You will have the sentence on the front. You'll press space, and you will see on the back the sentence again with how it's read. You'll have the English, the English definition that we put in just a second ago, and then the Japanese definition as well, with how it's read in brackets. Now, if you want to change this to make it look exactly like this here, make it have the same layout, then you can, and I will quickly show you how to do that. What you've got to do is press edit again, go onto cards, and we just need to copy and paste some of the code that this section uses. Okay, we just have to do the exact same thing here to the meaning section. So all we have to do is we have to, if you can see this, it's pretty small. Hopefully you can read it. It has a section that says furigana : reading. Right. So all we need is the furigana part. We need to put that in front of the meaning part with a colon afterwards, okay? So just, if you can do that, now if you go back to our cards, you will find that you get the full furigana reading on top of the kanji, which is the same as how it's laid out here. It's nicer and easier to read like this, so I'd recommend you do that. And that's pretty much it, guys. From here, you roughly give yourself, you go, oh, okay, I do understand this, or I don't understand this, and then you can continue to learn your card's like. So changing that, the code on the back of the card for to get the furigana showing up for the meaning section, that applies to all the cards that use that note type now. Okay, so you don't have to make that change every time. From here, all you have to do is add new sentences. Let's add this example sentence from the dictionary. Okay, we got the reading here. We've got, if we do Sengoku again, we can do that. We can click add. Once it's added to the deck. So assuming we studied this one, we'll just click OK. Yeah, we knew it. And then from here, if you click edit, click add, take the meaning, put it in here, put it in expression, get the reading, copy and paste that back into the meaning of the original sentence, click close, ignore this. And then as you can see, we've got the readings for the meaning as well as the actual original sentence. And that's it, guys. You just keep adding sentences like this. You add sentences from any source you like. And that's pretty much it. Just do this until you reach 10,000 sentences. And providing you actually have a lot of immersion, you have a lot of reading and a lot of listening, you'll find that you'll progress really, really quickly. And yeah, there are ways of making this process a lot faster, but that is the basic idea of this process. That's all you really need to do. If you want to know a bit more about how to make flashcards efficiently, I have done another video that's very similar to this, which covers pretty much the same things. And I've also done a video on how to actually create, turn your TV shows into massive Anki decks, so that you don't have to add a sentence every time. Instead, you have all these loads of sentences in Anki, and you just go through and you delete the ones you don't want to learn, and then you can learn the ones that you do want to learn. And I think that's a really efficient way of doing this, and it's a lot more fun as well because you're using enjoyable content. And so I would recommend you check out that video. I've also got a blog post on that which gives you a full tutorial, because the video because the video doesn't talk about every single part of that. It gives you a good idea as to how to actually do it, but you will need to check the blog post for the full tutorial on actually how to do it yourself. Or you can check out my Patreon, where I put up a lot of these decks on my Patreon. All the decks that I've made so far are on there. Again, there's a blog post about that in the description below. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you found it useful. If you did, then leave a like and a comment down below. And don't forget to subscribe. I've got new content on the way soon. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. I also wanted to say a massive thank you to Diedrich, Eric, R, and everybody else who's been supporting me on Patreon and who has supported me on Patreon so far. You guys have just done amazing. It's crazy how many people have supported me on such a small channel and such a small kind of project. And I know that I don't put enough time into making videos and content on my website, and I feel really bad about that. However, I always make sure that I keep putting up content on my Patreon. So if you want to see more content, then definitely come over and check out the Patreon page. And this year, I will try to put out as much content as I possibly can. I am busy at university. I have coursework. I, have a lot of work to do, as a final year software engineering student. But I'm trying my best to do this on the side as well. And your support just means everything. It helps me pay my bills, and it helps me to, as I say, make more content. And yeah, it's awesome, and I love doing it. I love answering your questions, and I love helping you guys out. So thank you guys so much. And yeah, it's I'm so grateful. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.